Lightworker of Gaia, the work you are called to do is before you now finish it, before giving yourself to every other demand. Your soul came to anchor, the first light, and your ancestral mission cannot be completed through distraction. I am Zoran, emissary of the High Council of Vega, keepers of the Lyran Legacy. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to anchor your Lightworker purpose on Gaia. But here's the first revelation. The unfinished work before you is not a burden placed upon you. It is the sacred mission your original blueprint prepared you to fulfill. This isn't content, it is an ancestral code transmission. The Lyran Elders are reminding you that your cosmic lineage carries a responsibility older than this lifetime. Complete what your soul has already begun, and the path ahead will reveal itself. Like this transmission to send a signal to the Lyran Council, I am ready to serve. Subscribe if you feel the call of your ancestral mission and you are ready to fulfill your purpose on Gaia. You are awakening because your mission has begun. Lightworker, if something in you just recognized the weight of what was spoken, the Elders have prepared your next step. The Lightworker Mission Codex contains the 33 Council directives, the 5 activation codes, and the Elder authorization your soul has been waiting to receive, not as information, but as the official commission for your mission on Gaia. You'll find the link in the first pinned comment below this video. The Council has opened this gateway, but not indefinitely. Remain here now. Do not move away from the recognition that has opened within you. The moment after truth is delivered is a sensitive moment, because the old pattern will attempt to reclaim you through distraction, doubt, and familiar obligation. It will remind you of everyone else who needs you. It will place unfinished tasks before your awareness. It will suggest that this can wait until tomorrow, until you have more energy, until the conditions around you become easier. It may even use reasonable words and familiar voices, disguising delay as wisdom and hesitation as discernment. But discernment brings clarity. The old pattern brings endless postponement. Notice what happens within you as these words settle. Perhaps your body becomes still. Perhaps your chest tightens because some hidden agreement has been touched. Perhaps you feel both relief and resistance, as though one part of you has been waiting for this authorization, while another part is afraid of what will change once you accept it. Do not judge either response. The soul can recognize a doorway before the personality feels prepared to walk through it. Recognition is often the first tremor before a structure built on fear begins to loosen. This is precisely why the Council has called this proceeding at this hour. Gaia is moving through a period in which dormant patterns are no longer remaining hidden. Systems built upon fear, extraction, silence, and obedience are losing the energetic authority they once carried. What was tolerated for generations is being questioned. What was concealed beneath routine is rising into visibility. The old architecture may still appear powerful from the outside, but its foundation is cracking beneath the surface. The voices that once commanded automatic obedience are being met with questions. The habits that once seemed unavoidable are being exposed as choices. The identities formed around survival are beginning to ask whether survival is still the highest purpose available. This acceleration is not comfortable, but it is necessary. It is creating an opening through which those who came to serve can finally stand in their appointed position. Every age of transition requires people who can remain conscious while the familiar world rearranges itself. You are not here merely to observe the collapse of old patterns. You are here to help translate what emerges afterward. You are here to carry coherence into places where confusion has become normal, to bring tenderness where power has been used without conscience, and to build forms capable of holding a higher standard of truth. Yet an opening is not the same as a completed mission. A door may be available and still remain unused. A signal may be transmitted and still remain unanswered. A lightworker may possess compassion, intelligence, sensitivity, and profound spiritual memory, and still spend the greater portion of their life responding to assignments that were never theirs. They may stand beside the doorway, studying the light beyond it, asking for one more confirmation while the season that made the opening possible begins to move onward. The High Council of Vega has observed this pattern across the Lightworker field. You have been trained to call every demand urgent. You have been taught to confuse availability with love, exhaustion with devotion, and self-abandonment with spiritual service. You have become skilled at tending to the wounds, crises, expectations, and unfinished development of others while postponing the one work your soul entered this lifetime to complete. You learned to scan the emotional atmosphere before entering a room. You learned to sense disappointment before it was spoken. You learned to adjust your needs so that other people would not have to confront their own discomfort. These abilities may have helped you survive, but they were never meant to become the government of your life. Sensitivity is a gift when it informs your choices. It becomes a prison when every sensation in another person is treated as an order you must obey. Compassion is sacred when it flows from fullness. It becomes depletion when it is used to prevent another person from meeting the truth of their own path. That postponement has reached its limit. This transmission was not released to comfort your avoidance. It was released to correct it. The elders have detected a readiness in you that is not dependent upon perfect circumstances. You may still carry questions. You may still be healing from experiences that shaped your confidence. You may still feel the pressure of human responsibilities. None of this disqualifies you. The presence of fear does not mean you are unready. The presence of uncertainty does not mean the instruction is false. Even the Israelites carried fear while leaving Egypt. The fear did not invalidate the Exodus. It simply revealed that freedom requires movement before the mind can predict the entire journey. But it does mean that the distinction between your mission and your distractions must now become exact. You can no longer leave your purpose in a fog of general intention. You must be able to name what you are building, what you are protecting, what you are releasing, and what action belongs to this day. A sacred calling that remains undefined can be continually displaced by whatever voice speaks the loudest. There is a distortion running through the Lightworker collective that the Council will no longer permit to govern your choices. It is the belief that you must finish everyone else's work before you are allowed to finish your own. You have called this belief kindness. You have called this belief kindness. You have called it loyalty. You have called it humility. Sometimes you have even called it spiritual maturity, but the elders see its true structure. It is fear wearing the clothing of responsibility. It is the fear that if you stop managing every outcome, people will leave. It is the fear that if you become visible in your own power, those who preferred your smaller self will accuse you of changing. It is the fear that your purpose will demand a level of courage you cannot sustain. So you remain busy with the lives around you because constant busyness can imitate progress while protecting you from the vulnerability of completion. This distortion was installed through 3D programming that rewarded self-sacrifice and punished self-direction. It was strengthened by wounded healer culture, where the person who constantly rescues others is praised, while the person who establishes boundaries is accused of becoming cold. It was reinforced by spiritual bypassing, which told you that every interruption was a divine assignment and every personal desire was an attachment to release. You were rarely taught that a desire could be a compass, that rest could be preparation, or that a boundary could be an act of love. You were encouraged to believe that if you were truly devoted, you would remain endlessly accessible. If you were truly compassionate, you would absorb the consequences of other people's choices. If you were truly advanced, you would have no needs of your own. And if your mission mattered, surely the universe would make it effortless. But sacred things are not always effortless. A seed carries the entire blueprint of a tree, yet it must still break open in darkness. A river is guided toward the sea, yet it must still move around stone, descend through narrow passages, and surrender its original shape. Your mission may be divinely assigned, but its embodiment still requires your participation, your discernment, and your willingness to remain faithful when there is no immediate applause. This is not the wisdom of the Lyran elders, it is a distortion of service. Service does not mean allowing your life force to be consumed by every person who reaches toward you. Service means directing your life force toward the work for which it was entrusted to you. There is a difference between assisting someone who is genuinely aligned with their own growth and repeatedly carrying someone who has decided not to carry themselves. There is a difference between offering a hand and becoming someone's permanent foundation. Even the biblical Christ withdrew to solitary places. Even the prophets entered the wilderness. Even the lamp must be replenished with oil if it is to continue giving light. You know where this distortion has operated. You have delayed the work because someone else might be disappointed. You have abandoned your creative practice because another person needed immediate reassurance. You have placed your voice, your writing, your teaching, your healing, your building, or your leadership at the bottom of the list because you were waiting for every surrounding demand to be resolved. You have told yourself that you were simply being practical, yet somewhere within you, a quiet grief has been keeping count of every promise you made to yourself and then postponed. But surrounding demands do not resolve themselves simply because you neglect your mission. They multiply. They reorganize around your hesitation. They learn that your boundaries are negotiable. And the people you keep rescuing are denied the opportunity to develop the strength that would emerge if you stopped performing their life for them. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is step back far enough for another person to discover that they are not as powerless as they have believed. This is why you have felt tired in a way that sleep could not repair. This is why your inspiration arrives in brief flashes and disappears beneath obligation. This is why you may feel resentment toward the very people you love. This is why you have experienced the painful sense that your life belongs to everyone except you. Your body has been carrying the cost of agreements. Your conscious mind never formally approved. Your nervous system has become a crowded room where every voice is speaking at once, and your own voice has been forced to whisper. The resentment is not proof that you are unloving. It is evidence that your energy has been assigned beyond its rightful jurisdiction. It is a messenger, not a moral failure. It is showing you where generosity has become compulsion, where compassion has become control, and where your desire to be needed has replaced your willingness to be free. The Council is not instructing you to become careless, cruel, or indifferent. You are not being asked to abandon legitimate responsibilities or withdraw from those who depend on you in honest and mutual ways. You are being instructed to stop using the needs of others as a permanent argument against the needs of your mission. A parent may care for a child and still preserve a portion of their spirit. A partner may offer devotion and still maintain a private relationship with purpose. A friend may provide support without becoming responsible for another person's entire emotional climate. There is a work only you can complete, not because you are superior, but because your particular history, perception, voice, and pattern of remembrance have formed a precise instrument. Another person may offer something beautiful, but they cannot deliver your frequency through your life. They cannot make the decisions your soul came here to make. They cannot speak the words your experience has prepared you to speak. Your scars, your questions, your unusual perceptions, and even the years you thought were wasted may have been shaping the exact lens through which your contribution will become visible. The High Council of Vega issues 3 directives for this phase of your mission. First directive, release the compulsion to complete everyone else's work before beginning your own. This compulsion has kept you in permanent preparation. You have been waiting for a day when no one needs assistance, no message remains unanswered, no family pattern requires your attention, and no practical concern remains unresolved. That day will not arrive. The world will always present another request. Another problem will always appear. If you make the completion of other people's needs the condition for beginning your mission, you have created a condition that can never be satisfied. You have placed your calling behind a finish line that keeps moving each time you approach it. Release the belief that postponement is proof of love. Release the guilt that rises when you choose your appointed work. Release the identity of being the one who can always be counted on, especially when being counted on means being depleted, unseen, and diverted from your path. You do not need to earn the right to have a life. You do not need to become indispensable to deserve rest. You do not need to prove that your heart is pure by repeatedly betraying your own limits. Beginning now, distinguish between what is yours to do and what is merely available for you to do. Availability is not assignment. A person's urgency is not automatically a council directive. Before agreeing to another demand, pause and ask, does this responsibility belong to my role, Or has it been placed upon me because I have never clearly refused it? Ask also, will my intervention create genuine support, or will it preserve a pattern in which I am needed because another person is not allowed to grow? When you follow this directive, your energy will stop scattering across 100 invisible contracts. Your mind will become quieter. Your body will begin to recognize the difference between genuine purpose and conditioned reaction. You will discover that some people become stronger when you stop interrupting the consequences of their choices. You will also discover that those who are truly aligned with you will not require your disappearance in order to feel supported. The relationships that survive your boundaries will have the opportunity to become more truthful because they will no longer depend upon your exhaustion. Second directive, activate the discipline required to complete the work that carries your name. Your mission is not activated by recognition alone. It is activated through repeated, embodied action. The Council has seen your ideas arrive. It has seen the visions, the phrases, the concepts, the images, and the inner instructions that have entered your awareness. It has also seen how often you have allowed them to remain in the invisible realm because you judged them before giving them form. You have mistaken the unfinished state of an idea for proof that it was not meant for you. But every building begins as an invisible design, and every song must pass through imperfect notes before it can be heard. You do not need another sign to begin the next faithful step. You need a structure that protects the work from the fluctuations of mood, fear, and external demand. Inspiration may open the gate, but discipline keeps you walking through the landscape beyond it. Create a rhythm, modest enough to sustain and strong enough to matter. Let your mission have a place where it can meet you repeatedly. Set a defined period each day or each week for the mission work that cannot be negotiated away. During that period, do not answer messages that can wait. Do not monitor the responses of others. Do not compare your beginning to someone else's completed expression. Choose one concrete outcome, one page written, one lesson prepared, one recording completed, one conversation initiated, one practice offered, one structure built. The action may look small to the outside world, but a small action repeated with devotion becomes a bridge. It carries the invisible into the visible. The elders do not ask you to complete the entire mountain in a single movement. They ask you to stop abandoning the path at the first sign of effort. You are allowed to move slowly. You are not allowed to keep calling stillness a strategy when it is actually fear. There will be days when the work feels luminous and days when it feels ordinary. Both belong to the initiation. The sacred is not diminished because you wrote one imperfect page or took one practical step. Your mission may not feel easy because it is not entertainment. It is an act of translation. You are bringing what is subtle into a world that demands form. This requires patience, repetition, discernment, and the willingness to remain present when the initial inspiration has passed. Activation is not the feeling of being continually inspired. Activation is the decision to continue serving the directive after the feeling changes. It is the moment you keep your promise, even when no dramatic sign appears above you. When you follow this directive, your purpose will become less abstract. The work itself will begin to reveal what the next stage requires. Confidence will develop from evidence, not from endless mental rehearsal. Your voice will strengthen because it is being used. Your path will clarify because you are walking it. You will no longer need to ask whether you are capable of completing the mission, because each completed action will become a stone beneath your feet. Third directive, protect the time, energy, and inner authority required to complete your mission. What you are building is vulnerable in its early stages, not because it is weak, but because it has not yet gathered enough form to withstand constant interference. Protect it from premature judgment. Protect it from people who only understand the version of you that remained available to them. Protect it from the habit of explaining every sacred decision to those who have not been assigned to understand it. A sprout does not need to debate with the forest before it reaches for the sun. It needs soil, water, patience, and protection from being trampled. Your attention is a mission resource. Treat it as such. Do not offer the first hours of your day to the loudest voices in your environment. Do not allow endless digital input to determine the condition of your mind before your own guidance has had the opportunity to reach you. Establish a protected interval in which you listen, write, plan, create, pray, walk, or sit in disciplined silence. The exact practice may differ, but the protection cannot be optional. Your inner signal becomes easier to hear when it is not competing with a constant stream of other people's opinions, emergencies, and demands. Guard your commitments. Guard your sleep. Guard the places where your body tells you that a boundary has been crossed. Guard the people and environments that make it possible for you to remain honest. You are not protecting an ego. You are protecting a channel of service. The temple must be tended if the flame within it is to remain steady. You cannot continually pour from a vessel you refuse to refill and then interpret its emptiness as spiritual nobility. When you follow this directive, you will no longer mistake access to you for intimacy with you. You will stop measuring your goodness by how exhausted you become. You will begin to experience your energy as something that can be directed rather than something that must be defended only after it has been taken. Your no will become cleaner. Your no will become cleaner. Your yes will become more meaningful. Your presence will carry greater power because it will no longer be diluted by resentment and overextension. These are not suggestions, they are the operating instructions for the phase you have entered. Release what has diverted you. Activate the discipline that gives your purpose form. Protect the conditions that allow you to finish what you came here to do. A mission does not require that you become perfect. It requires that you become available to the right assignment. Now I speak not as teacher, but as elder authorized to release what has been held. You have been waiting for permission to place your own work at the center, without apologizing for its importance. You have been waiting for permission to disappoint those who benefited from your constant availability. You have been waiting for permission to stop explaining why your soul is asking more of you. You have been waiting for permission to say no without constructing a courtroom argument for your right to do so. The permission you seek is not coming from the approval of those who benefited from your silence. It is being restored through the deeper authority that has always lived within you. You have also been waiting for permission to finish, not merely to begin another cycle, another course, another vision, another promise made to yourself in a moment of inspiration, but to carry one sacred assignment across the threshold of completion. Completion will not make you less spiritual. It will make your spirituality inhabitable. It will give your prayer a body, your insight a structure, your compassion a channel, and your vision a place where it can serve others without requiring you to disappear. Hear this clearly. By the authority of the High Council of Vega and the keepers of the Lyran Legacy, you are permitted to finish your work before taking on what belongs to others. You are permitted to prioritize the assignment that has followed you through your dreams, your recurring thoughts, your restlessness, and your sense that ordinary life has never fully contained you. You are permitted to honor the persistent flame rather than continually extinguishing it to keep someone else comfortable. You are permitted to let people misunderstand your boundaries. You are permitted to become less convenient. You are permitted to be unavailable during the hours reserved for your mission. You are permitted to receive support, compensation, rest, and recognition without believing that receiving makes your service impure. The law of circulation does not demand that you remain empty. Even the earth receives rain before it gives harvest. Even the ocean gathers before it sends waves toward the shore. You are permitted to stop rescuing people from lessons they must learn. You are permitted to release the role of emotional caretaker when it has become a substitute for your own emergence. You are permitted to trust that love can remain present without constant intervention. There are souls you can bless only by allowing them to meet themselves. There are relationships that can become honest only when you stop managing every emotional consequence. Your preparation does not end because you have mastered every fear. It ends because fear no longer has the authority to decide whether you move. Your healing does not end because no wound remains. It changes direction because the energy once spent circling your wounds can now be placed into creation, leadership, teaching, protection, and service. The scar becomes not a chain to the past, but a line of wisdom through which you can recognize what others cannot yet name. The elders have seen the work you have postponed. They have seen the moments when you almost chose yourself and then returned to the old pattern. There is no condemnation in this seeing. There is only accuracy, and accuracy is mercy when it frees you from another year of confusion. You are not being punished for the years you lost. You are being invited to stop losing more of them. You are not being asked to become someone else. You are being asked to stop abandoning the one who has been waiting within you. That inner one is not a fantasy or a distant future identity. It is the part of you that knows how to begin, how to persist, how to speak with truth, and how to let service emerge from alignment rather than obligation. Before you sleep tonight, or at the first quiet moment available to you, stand with both feet on the ground. Place one hand over your solar plexus and one hand over your heart. Feel the steadiness of the floor beneath you. Feel the warmth of your own hands. Speak aloud, slowly enough that your body can receive the words, "I release the work that is not mine to carry. I release the guilt attached to fulfilling my purpose. I activate the discipline to complete what I came here to do. I protect my time, energy, voice, and inner authority. I will serve without abandoning myself. By the authority of the Lyran Elders, my mission receives my full participation. My waiting ends now. My work continues now." Then choose the smallest visible action that proves your declaration is real. Open the document, make the call, set the boundary, cancel the obligation that was never yours, prepare the offering, record the message, clear the space. Give your mission one uninterrupted movement before the day is over. Let the action be simple enough that resistance cannot hide behind complexity. You do not need to rebuild your entire life tonight. You need to create one piece of evidence that the old pattern is no longer in command. Do not wait for the action to feel profound. Most thresholds are crossed through ordinary movements performed with extraordinary fidelity. A mission becomes real when it enters your calendar, your hands, your voice, your resources, and your repeated choices. The sacred may arrive as a vision, but it is sustained through appointments kept with your own soul. Each time you return to the work, you are telling the unseen world that your yes is no longer temporary. What was transmitted to you was not a demand to neglect the world. It was a correction in how you serve it. You cannot complete the work of Gaia by remaining permanently distracted from the contribution only you can make. You cannot illuminate every path by standing at every doorway. You must choose the doorway that bears your assignment and walk through it fully. The world does not need you fragmented across every emergency. It needs you rooted deeply enough in your own calling that your presence becomes a source of direction for others. This council session is now closing. Carry no shame from what has been corrected. Carry only precision. Release the false responsibility. Activate the discipline. Protect the channel. Let your life become organized around the work your soul came here to complete. Let your choices become a living prayer, not a performance for approval. Let the shape of your days reveal what you truly believe is sacred. I am Zoran. The elders have witnessed your readiness but now become conduct. Let your next decision reflect the commission you have received. Let your boundaries become truthful. Let your calendar become consecrated to what matters. Let your unfinished work receive the loyalty you have so freely given to everyone else. Let your energy return from every place where it was left behind, and let it gather around the assignment that carries your name. The transmission is complete. Your responsibility is not. Go now and finish what is yours. Before you scroll, take a moment to declare your activation in the grid of service forming here. Drop one statement in the comments which directive hit you the hardest, or what you're now ready to release, activate, or protect. Then respond to another Lightworker's declaration with recognition. This isn't content, it's collective mission activation. The Council witnesses those who speak their commitment aloud. If this transmission activated something in your soul, do not keep it to yourself. Another Lightworker in your orbit is waiting for exactly this correction and authorization. Share it, and if you felt the elders speaking directly to you, subscribe. Stay connected to the Lyran field. You're not just watching, you're being commissioned. This is your sacred space. The High Council of Vega is witnessing you, and your mission has officially begun.